You are now listening to the Keith Ferrante podcast, hosted by the one and only Keith Ferrante.
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, hey.
She's got a hey, hey, I got a yo, yo.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Yeah.
We're talking about marriage.
And how to level up in your marriage. What does that
Level
look
up, I like that.
Yeah.
Get our book, Level Up, with the Ferrantes at Amazon.com. No, actually, we don't have one
Maybe
yet.
he's prophesying to a new book that we're going to
We don't have a marriage book. I've got a friendship book. I've got a couple kid books. Got some fathering
I have a new
books.
kid book.
She's
coloring book coming out this
she's
week.
not a new kid. Come on, and that's really fun to see what she created. You gotta check that out. Follow her on her socials so you can see that. But yeah, maybe that'll come at some point. A marriage book. Can you imagine us writing a book together? Oh my word, that would be an upgrade for our marriage. Sometimes you find in marriage, it's like it's just better to do stuff separately. You do this, I do this. That'll help us stay together.
You know, but we lived many of our lives doing that, right? We did that even in ministry. We were pastoring a church for many years, and then we moved on staff at another church, and we kind of were in our own separate lanes. I was in the worship vein a lot, and kids ministry lane, and events and outreach and things like that. And he was really in the prophetic space, and preaching and teaching and training and all of that kind of stuff. And so I think that it's been interesting because I don't know about you, but it seems like the last 2 years, the Lord's just really been, bringing, we're still individual, but yet he is bringing us together and having us work together in a lot more things. And I think people that are newer to us, like newer relationships, newer friendships, they're used to seeing us do things together a lot. But people that have known us in, the past 25 years of our lives in marriage, they're like, oh, well, you guys have always kind of been, you've always done your own things. But now it's like the Lord's kind of bringing things together. So I think that's been pretty cool to see. And we're still trying to figure it out. Like, we literally don't have it all figured out. I don't think we'll ever have it all figured out. But I think it's been cool that the Lord has been, like, syncing us up more and more in this interesting way. So.
But you think about it, though, there's nothing wrong with both being in two different lanes. Mm-hmm. In our journey of almost 28 years of marriage, it's sometimes, oh, we're doing this together, now we're separate. But the relationship is always together, but maybe the functions can be different based on where you're at, your dreams, your season. Someone's working here, this one's taking care of the kids, or both are working and both are taking care of the kids. However it is, the important thing is there's a through line of together. So there's no right or wrong in it. But when you merge back together and you're doing a lot more together, then there's always an upgrade to do stuff together, because you got to communicate. You have to upgrade your communication. You got to upgrade honoring each other. But we were just thinking about chatting for a minute about, like, keeping fun in the marriage, because sometimes marriages get in the journey of just
serious.
It just gets serious
about everything.
And then you start. I remember years ago we were in the pastoring season of, like, a traditional pastoring, and it was like I remember once you were like, dude, I don't want to talk about church all the time. Like, can we do something fun? And you have staff members over and you're always talking church, and it's like, and then there was that, and then I don't know if it was the same conversation. It was like, I want to do some vacations. I just want to have some fun in life. And I was always like, well, we can never afford a vacation, and we were living in that meager salary, and it was like, but when I saw that in her eyes and saw the pain of just monotonous work, and just like, we're a couple, we're workers in the field, instead of like we're really enjoying each other, it's like it got my heart. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna figure out. I don't know. I don't see the money yet, but we are gonna do 3 vacations at least a year. And that really, the vacation is not the whole point of it. It was just the point of, we're going to start prioritizing a little bit more fun.
Yeah, and each other, and having fun together as a couple. And so I think, like, even through the years, that looks different, and has looked different for us, because, back then, like, we had young kids at the house, and we didn't have a lot of money, and we tried to figure out what we could do to still, have like a little staycation. So we would plan staycations. Keith would plan special little dinners that he and Micah, our son at the time, is very little. I actually have a photo of it that I saw just the other day. And, him and Micah, they dressed up in little suits. They, maybe Macy and I were out for a little while, and I came home and, they were dressed up in suits and had their little napkins over their arms. And Macy and we had dresses. The boys had laid out dresses for us on our bed, and they had flowers and candlelight and, made the dinner like really, really special at home. And so it wasn't just about marriage, but it was really about being intentional and having fun as a family and doing things and modeling something, even for our young children, that they would be able to carry with them into, the rest of their lives. And so I just remember like special little moments like that didn't require a lot of money. It's like you would go in, and I remember, you would make chicken stir fry, and we'd have just a couple of chicken breasts, carrots, and some pineapple and soy sauce, and he'd just like whip it up, and
Come on, let's go.
It didn't taste the most amazing, honestly.
It was
back then,
delish.
but it was something. Like he put effort into it.
Delish.
He worked together, him and Micah making it together for us, and it was like really special. And then even having those moments, so it's like I can even go back through my phone and my camera roll, because I'm a photo person, and see all of these different special moments that we've had with our kids. Like even dancing, like having times where we've had family dance times, and like in slow dances, like, and the kids would dance with each other, and then Keith and I would dance, and then we'd switch, and I'd dance with Micah, and he'd dance with Macy, and just having those special moments, creating elements of fun, in whatever season of life you're in, whether you have money, whether you don't have money, it doesn't matter. It's like just find a way to be together and spend quality time together and have fun together.
That's so good. I mean, one of my strengths is just like getting like in the plow, like you're just plowing through something until it's accomplished. And sometimes it takes years to get something plowed, a new business built, or whatever it is we're doing. And I can just get into that mode of just consistent, repeat, do the same thing the next day, keep going. And that's Jesus talks about perseverance, like those who persevere. So there's a godly skill there. Absolutely. That's needed. But sometimes you're just like, dude, I just want to have some fun. And you kind of help bring in that layer into the journey for us. You've always been good.
Yeah, I think one of the things that, in my life growing up, like my parents made it a priority to do special trips together. And we would, I remember my mom and dad, like I'm the oldest of four, and they would throw us all in the car. We would pack up the car in the middle of the night. All four of us would sit in the back seat of just like a little tiny car, and we would drive halfway around the United States. And so like now I just had my 50th, and I've been to, I think 48 of the 50 states in the US, which is pretty cool. Like not a lot of people get to do that, but then also over 30 countries multiple times. So it's like I grew up traveling, and I have a passion for travel and a passion for adventure. But I think it's because it's something that was built into the very core and the very nature of who I am. And so we'll be traveling for ministry and going somewhere, and we'll be in meetings all day long, and meeting after meeting after meeting, and I'm like, we're halfway around the world. Can we like go see what's actually here? Like there's this beautiful things to sightsee, and just a beautiful city center. Like, can we at least take like 2 hours and go out and adventure and just see what's here in this beautiful country, and see the culture, and be, rub arms with the people, and just kind of
not necessarily 2 hours, but at least an extra 2 days,
a day or two,
2 weeks, long. Extra, she'd go for 2 months if I let her. But if we had the resources and it was right, we would probably try that out. Maybe we will.
Done that. We
have done that.
In Brazil, we've spent time in Fiji. Like we've spent.
But
time
you're 100% right. I would go to a country and not see anything, and just go right back home after the meetings. And she keeps the fun and the joy in there. Now, I think that's so critical, because I think it's something that the Lord has really had to remind me of a lot over the years. Just have fun, be fun. Be a lot more joyful. Part of who we are, it's like we deal with serious stuff. I mean, marriage is serious. Like we're talking about marriage now. I mean, there's serious issues when you help people through the bottom when they're like their marriage is going to break up. And there's a lot of serious stuff you're trying to help them through. And that's fulfilling. There's fulfillment in serious things. And that's a part of like pastoring. Even now we're still pastors. We're in business, the business world. We're business people, and we're in that world, and we're helping people increase their profit and grow their business. But we're doing it like grow their marriage and get healthy in their relationships, and we do a holistic upgrade in their business. And but it's so good. It's like have fun. Do this, do that, and just. Okay, I know you got all this serious stuff. Or even in a marriage couple that's having a hard time. It's like, okay, I know you're having a hard time, but go do something here where you remind each other why you like each other and why you had fun together, and just find that. And sometimes sitting in a meeting is not going to get you there. You're not going to get there in a meeting.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the little things like going out and, maybe you want to pick flowers for your spouse. Or maybe they really love flowers, and maybe you don't have any money to buy flowers. So
go pick your neighbor's flowers.
Maybe not your neighbor's, but go on a walk and you see beautiful wildflowers growing. Just like pick a little bouquet and bring them home and put them in a little vase with a little card and a little note. Just little practical. Remember, I'm practical. So it's like even thinking outside of the box that way of, you don't have to go and spend tons of money. Or, Keith loves to go on a walk. Like there are seasons where I love to go on walks, and then seasons where I don't like to go on a walk at all. And so it's like finding times to, go walk or go run or do something that's like that can connect with your person. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would take our marriage to the next level. Walks with me early morning.
He gets up at the crack of dawn, and I'm not a morning person.
So I think that's the next level. Our marriage would hit just a epic high.
I did try doing that for a while.
High point.
I did like this workout, like a hardcore thing, and I left at 4:45 every morning. And he was like, "Why are you getting out of bed? You're waking me up at 5 a.m. Why?" And then now
my wife still might have some inner healing needs from that.
Walk with me.
You're right, but you know what? There are some differences even in the marriage. So even in the journey of adventure and fun, we've had to learn a balance because. We want the marriage to go the distance and be alive, and that's the whole point of this, and to really enjoy each other. But there's times where it's like she'd be doing 2 or 3 new things every day, and it's like I find the joy in finding one thing to repeat over and over again. It's like, oh, this is a great coffee place. Let's hit that again tomorrow. Let's hit that again the next day, and or the same city to go visit if we're on a vacation, or the same hotel, or she would love to try out new things. And so we've found in our marriage, as we've grown and just learning, okay, I need to be open for new things, which is going to stretch me. But then she's learning to realize I need a little bit of consistency too. So there's like a balance in it, because if I find, like, how it is, you find a great restaurant, you love that food, you want to go back there. Well, that's going to make you joyful. It's like, I can't wait to go back to so-and-so. I'm going to eat that same exact thing I ate before. Well, that's
like a memory.
Yeah, it's like a memory. But I love that too. I love going. And sometimes then I finally have exhausted that. I don't need to go there for a while. We can try something new. But I find, like, in our marriage, we've had to work at, I would always feel bad about, like Heather wanted to do this thing. And so I'm like, you should do that. You should do that. And I would just try to discount me in the journey and trying to be supportive of her in my journey of, like, it's not all about me. And so then you kind of flip and it's like, it's all about you. And so then she would be doing something and I start resenting it. And so I realized the Lord gave me this scripture verse after this one little kind of tough little season that we went through because of that. It was like in Proverbs, it talks about nobody can know your own joy and no one can go through your own bitterness. And so I began to realize it's like the Lord was basically saying, Keith, you have to also bring your need into the equation. And so you learn Heather comes alive in the adventures, the fun, the spontaneous, the new, the creative. And I like the consistency, the repetitive, but like on its own, it gets boring just doing it repetitively. Sometimes she'll be like, I want to just go for a couple days over to Mexico, and I'm like, okay, well, we got a nice beach here. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I have time or I don't know if I want to go over there, but then we go because I'm like, okay, let me help her. And then I'm sitting over there and I'm like, oh, well, I really needed this. So sometimes she senses that we need to get unstuck a little bit. And then once I get over there, then I sense it too, because sometimes I don't think I need it, but I didn't realize how bad I needed the change. And so it's a balance of like, you have two needs. So someone might be more like consistent, and we get around some couples and they're both boring and heck. They're just like, they just do nothing extra. And it's like, but that, so whether if that's their journey and you're kind of like that, or if you're like one person's the wild fun person, the other person's very methodical and the same, or if you're a little bit balanced, it doesn't really matter. I think the journey is like learning what each other needs, having fun in the journey, and like listening to each
What
other
do you
in the
like to do for
process.
fun?
What do I like to do for fun?
Yeah.
Same exact thing over and over again. And what I like to do for fun is get frisky, with my wife. I like that. Of course, I like good movies. I love playing, like getting in the water with Micah, swimming, going on hikes with Macy, my
That's
daughter.
a good point, because all
Um,
the fun doesn't have to be just with your spouse. Like, it's important to have friends and to do fun things with friends too, because sometimes, we don't always have the exact same like level or fun meter, so to speak. So you have to find people that have commonalities that you can actually connect with. And so Micah and Keith love to get in the water and play ball, and I like to sit on the edge of the pool and put my legs in and like sit out in the sun and just enjoy just a little bit of restfulness. And so like, you guys are active and you like to go out. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but I
no,
just think it's important to like
great.
know like what are the things that actually are fun to you, and if
And there is
maybe that
differences.
isn't in your spouse, that's okay. Like, just find somebody that you can connect with to
Sometimes
yeah.
people are like, I want to get married and I want to do all the same stuff. I want to find someone to do all the same stuff. That's not really, like, marriage is like opposites attracting. There is an opposite attraction. Like Heather and I were completely different in some ways and similar in others. There's commonality that draws you together, like our love for God, our love for health and purity, and more like vocational ministry. And then our differences were, I was a country bumpkin, shorts and a tank top and cutoffs, or like no shoes, and she was like dressed to the hilt, dressed and looked beautiful. Well, she still does now, but like, we learned when we got together, like, okay, there's a merging. She kind of like helped me upgrade my wardrobe, and I helped her have a little bit more fun, maybe more out in the woods and dirty and outdoorsy. And so it's like, you kind of a mix, but then there comes a point where it's like, she just still has things that she does that's not really my thing. I have things I do that's really not her thing. That's all right. You don't have to have this. I'm like, dude, go do that with your girlfriends. I'll do this with my guys. So there are some things you do together because you love each other. There's some things you do separate. There's some things you do with other people, but your heart is together always. We're not doing things that are going to grow our heart apart. It's like, you should go hang out with your girlfriends and go off and do that thing, because that's going to enrich you. And that's good for our marriage. That's good for our journey together. So I know some people, they kind of like do different things and they grow farther apart. That's not what we're on the journey about.
That's not a good plan.
Yeah. We're passionate for the journey together. And so what are you guys doing for fun? What are you doing to connect with your spouse? What adventures are you guys on?
Yeah, even drop some comments down below, and like, what are some of the ways that you love to connect with your spouse in a fun way? Like what's one of your favorite date night activities? Like, what do you guys like to do? We like to go to Disneyland. Actually, maybe I like to go to Disneyland. Keith comes along for the ride. But he loves a good Ghirardelli, so usually that's like a little thing that I can like, hey babe, you want to go get a Ghirardelli at Disneyland? And so we'll
That's
go
chocolate,
and hang
by
out.
the way, if you're wondering. Chocolate ice
Ghirardelli,
cream,
hot fudge
Bruce
sundae
Marie,
with
Holy Ghost.
this delicious little brownie that he absolutely loves. So it's like, that's a good little connecting point for us. Like, we like to go and we'll go draw, or we'll go to just ride a couple of rides, or we'll just go eat food for the day. Like it doesn't matter. It's just like a fun place that we can go and just like walk around and connect. And yeah, so what
It's
are those
fun,
things
and
for you?
I like to go to Disneyland because it's important to her. And I don't like to go as long as she does normally because of my own lines. I don't like the long lines, and sometimes it's just
It's
people
fun, but
overload.
it's
And
something that we do together
yeah,
and
but
we enjoy.
we do it together,
Enjoy being together.
and you come on the journey because someone else is in the relationship. And like I said, marriage can remind you of how selfish you are. And I think even as you go farther in the journey, you get selfish, you keep fighting that selfishness, and you have to kind of keep batting it down. And it's like there is certain times where it's okay to take care of yourself. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm just not up for Disney right now, honey. Go with the kids.
Go by myself.
And if that's okay,
myself.
if that actually makes her happy, then that's great. If it's like I know that me being there is gonna be important, then I'm gonna go. But if she's okay with, okay, honey, I can tell you're tired. Why don't you just stay home and have a little time by yourself? Then that's a win. It's not an unhealthy taking care of yourself. I just when someone becomes unmovable, then it becomes selfish. This is it's about me. I'm not doing that thing. No, there's two people in the relationship. So we're always giving and taking. But if both parties are always trying to listen to the other, like she said, oh, I know you like Ghirardelli. So there's a little reward in Disneyland for me in the chocolate department.
Indeed.
So
Awesome. Well, you guys have an amazing day, rest of your day, and we will talk to you guys again soon.
peace.